Hi everyone, Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. I thought I would do a quick read on Nancy Pelosi. She has, well, she didn't. The impeachment has occurred, and of course, the next step in the impeachment would be to send it to the Senate for, deliver it to the Senate so that we could have the trial. But the Senate has Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham have made it clear that they're going to vote for. There's not a good enough reason for impeachment. So now Nancy Pelosi holds the impeachment. She hasn't actually brought it to the Senate, and why is this? What's her plan? It's thought that she's waiting for more information to come out to put a few more nails in Trump's coffin. And there actually some more information has already come out. So let's see what the cards say. So why is Nancy holding on to the impeachment, the Articles of Impeachment? Oops. Hold on 1 second. I just dropped a bunch of cards. Actually, it looks like I dropped 2 on the floor. So let's see what those are. You know what they say. What falls to the floor comes to the door. Ugh. And of course, they fell and then went underneath the leg of my table. Okay, so here we have the 4 of Swords. This is called the 4 of Winds in this deck. You can see that. And we have the 2 of Swords. So what's interesting about both these cards is, first of all, they're swords, and so we're dealing with the mental plane. So this is, to a certain extent, something that has been thought of. It's sort of a mental exercise, we'll call it. And the 2, of course, the 2 is a stalemate, is no movement is occurring, and the 4 is also an energy of holding. Like we're in a holding pattern with this, and in this deck, the 4 of Swords it's almost as if it wants things to move on. It doesn't like this. So there's a tension to this. There's a tension to this 4 of Swords, and so it feels as though what's at the root of this is creating a tension, or I would say utilizing the power that she has, because she doesn't have any power to influence the Senate, except I think the power of what's going to come out, the further information on Trump. They kind of want it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it over with. Let's do it. And she's like, not so fast, guys. Not so fast. So let's see how this works out. So this is definitely something, a purposeful thing. This has been planned, I think. Okay. Okay, and we have the 5 of Fire as the immediate. This is the 5 of Wands. It's called struggle, and there is a struggle. I feel like, I think that the Republicans are on edge because of this, and I also think that the Democrats are on edge. I think people want to see this guy. People want things to move along, and so there's a lot of upheaval because of this. Fire in the hole, fire in the hole. What's crossing it is the Father of Earth. The Father of Earth is the ability to work within the rules of manifestation. And so we have this fire, this five of fire. Uh, Fives are very active and very energetic, and of course, fire um, is fire. It's active, it's energetic. Um, the fives are always about change, and so this is like this is a change of there's a change coming, and it almost feels like it's a change that's burning down the house. And the challenge here is how to focus that change, how to focus, how to have the energy move in the direction that you want. What is it that she wants to plant, right? She's got her hand, this guy has his hands up in the high priestess position, actually, and directing the energy down to manifest. So that's the challenge. She's got all this energy, all of this. How does she manage to direct that energy in a way that's going to be successful for her? Okay, and we have at the root, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And so this is very carefully thought out, very much planned strategy, perhaps. Um, this says to me at the root of this is that there's grounding for this, that there's fertile ground for this kind of stuff. See what's in the past. Okay, we have the cause and effect. This is the Two of Pentacles, but it was upside down. And so I think what that means is generally, somebody does something and there's an equal and opposite effect. There does that. It's almost as if cause and effect was in some weird way like held up, I guess, energetically. But that's the past. I feel as though uh, the longer that they try to hold out, the worse it's going to be. So this reminds me of when I was a little kid, when I was a little girl. I lived in a third story walk up apartment. There was one way in and one way out of the apartment, the front door. And if I was naughty, my mother, for some reason, always had the wooden spoon close by. She was always making sauce. She was always making gravy. She was always cooking, doing something. It was a small apartment, 2 bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen, um, a spare room, and a bathroom. So that was the apartment, right? Um, so when she would get mad at me and chase me, I knew the longer I was running around and she had to chase me, the worse I was going to get spanking with the wooden spoon. So at some point, I would just acquiesce, take my punishment, and then I was a good kid. I didn't make too much trouble, but I learns the lesson, so to speak. Of course, if my mother heard me saying any of this, she'd say, "I never hit you," but you know how they forget. All right. What's in the sky? So that's what it reminds me of. Like the longer they hold out, the worse it's going to be. What's in the sky? And we have the Eight of Waters. This is the Eight of Cups. In the other decks, this is where the guy's turning his back. And so there is this sense um, of almost. I feel as though there's this sense of calmness, perhaps before the storm, or this is called still waters, and my grandmother used to say, "Still waters run deep," but it is the card associated with abandoning something. Okay, let's see. So the idea or the emotions around leaving or such is up in the sky. Let's see what's the immediate future. Okay, we have the ten. We have the judgment card. So this is an awakening. This is a revelation. Something is going to be revealed. This is called resurrection. This very well could be um, a resurrection in power of the Democrats. sort of a power play that actually works. Because when you think about it, the Democrats haven't really been in power since, was it the 2012 elections? Was it, or the 2010? Since then, there's been a lot of, like, either the Republicans have been in charge fully, or when they weren't in charge, fully in charge, they were doing the obstruction. The obstruction. They did it with Obama, and they certainly, the first 2 years that Trump was in, they had full reign to do whatever they wanted to. So there was nothing the Democrats could do. I feel like this is a resurrection of power for the Democrats. See how it looks from the outside. Karma sucks. No, karma's good. But if you deny its existence, like certain people, it's going to bite in the butt big time. Domestic situation. Okay, the stream of love. This is somewhat of a victory card. It's a celebration card. So there's going to be some celebrating. It's connected to Bina in the Tree of Life. So there's a feminine aspect to this. So perhaps there'll be women like in the streets dancing. Dancing in the streets. Hopes and fears, the Ten of Cups. So that same sort of joy, the energy of joy. Outcome, the Eight of Wands. This is the Eight of Swords. Um, it is about compressed, dangerous. This is dangerous. Taking actions can be dangerous. You have to be very careful about how you proceed. Let's see if we can get a major arcana. Get the Seven of Wands reverse. Seven of Wands in this deck is swords. Excuse me. Seven of Swords is too much information coming in all at once, and it's confusing. But with it upside down, it could mean that things are clearing up. Information is coming out, and it's clearer. Oh, this is the what is the mystery card? In this deck, there's a mystery card. There's actually 79 cards in this deck. And whenever I get this card, there's this sense of it hasn't yet been decided. It hasn't yet been decided. Let's see what's underneath. Okay, we have the ten of wands, feeling overwhelmed, I don't think that's her. I think she's a pretty cool customer at this point. But I think it's the actual, the literal burning down of the metaphorical, I shouldn't say literal, the metaphorical burning down of the house. I feel like this is the White House, and it is up in flames. That's what it feels like to me. So it looks as though, um, again, the woman has got chutzpah for sure, and I admire her. I do admire her. I don't agree with uh, everything that she does because I'm on the progressive end of the spectrum, but this looks really good. So kudos to you, Nancy. This time and the time before that I did a reading on her, her cards were very, very powerful. So she does know what she's doing. Wow. All right. So there you go. The fact that she could take down the president is just poetic justice. Somebody has to hold him accountable, and his buddies are not going to do it. But get a woman in there, especially in Aries, and you better watch yourself. One of the reasons why he bullies women so much is because he's terrified of them, and Nancy Pelosi is his worst nightmare. So, and if she walked in hand with Greta Thunberg, who knows what would happen? He'd blow up. Anywho, sorry, I'm having so much fun with this. I really shouldn't. Just the idea of like him blowing his top. with Nancy and Greta walking in. I just think it would be great. Anyway, like and subscribe. And if you have any other questions that you'd like me to take a look at, comment below. If I can get to it, I certainly will do my best. Um, although mostly the Christmas stuff is done thanks to my husband, who's a Christmas decorator. In fact, I might actually give you a tour of all his handiwork um, at some point, maybe tomorrow. But I'll have a little time, although I'm feeling a little under the weather today. So hopefully, but I'm around and I'm here. So have yourself a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Surround yourself with people that you love. Don't talk about politics. There's lots of people that I love who I totally don't agree with when it comes to politics, but those are my family. I don't have many friends who don't agree with me politically, but I think that's sort of how it goes, right? You pick your friends, and you actually pick your family too, but that's on a different level and from a different place. So anyway, have a great day. I'll see you soon. Take care. If you're interested in a reading, I do have openings at the beginning of January. 2020 is going to be a big, big, big year, and lots of changes, lots of stuff happening, lots of big stuff. So you might want to check your own chart to see how it's going to affect you. Take care. Bye.